There's an angle there that required a protractor. Something.
Okay, we have to move on, but I didn't know we had a fifth panelist.
Who?
Your forehead, Kwaj.
What?
Hey.
Wait, huku memo mnaongeza mnataka memo ni violence.
This is serious.
Ni violence too.
This is no.
We just over here breathing violence here, violence.
Hata yanajua,
Ni sawa tu.
Wacha nakapoa.
It's
okay, let us laugh together.
Do you know the only person that I was waiting to say hajasema?
Kwa tunakapoa.
Now I believe it.
Okay, now a Nairobi court has acquitted Embakasi East lawmaker Babu Owino in a case which he was charged with the misuse of a firearm. The case was in relation to a shooting incident involving Frank Orinda, aka DJ Evolve. In arriving at the judgment, Milimani Senior Principal Magistrate Bernard Ochoi said prosecution had failed to prove the case. The magistrate further also accused the investigating officer of doing a very shoddy job.
In fact, Alisema, it should be left to people of a rank of inspector and above to investigate cases of such high public profile. The fact that the magistrate was very concise in his ruling. He said, this is because you did a bad job of the investigation. You didn't have a statement from the person who was shot. There was no statement from DJ Evolve. When he did eventually give a statement, he said, actually, Miss Kuona Kitu, I didn't see anything. I just remember nilikuwa sherehe and then I woke up in a hospital. Nothing in between there. There was no blood alcohol test on Babu Owino to see if he was handling a firearm while intoxicated. No forensics, no nothing. So to think that this case would have gone any further than it has, I think it was just wishful thinking on our part. And the fact that this was only a misuse of a firearm charge, the attempted murder charge had already been dropped earlier.
Yeah. And I feel like an outside court settlement would have done better, and I think that's what they've been doing. I think Babu Owino has been in conversation with the family of DJ Evolve, and he's been paying up some of the things that he was required to pay. Personally, I don't have much to say. I'm just a little bit sad that Kenyans went on to social media to defend DJ Evolve, who has now blatantly just come out and he's spit out to say that hakuna kitu ameona hapo, hakuona kitu yote. And for so long we've had the fraternity, the DJ fraternity, setting up meetings and finding ways of making sure that justice is served. Again, this is a pure incidence of justice delayed.
And maybe possibly denied. But also, the other thing as well that came to the forefront here that I found interesting, forget about the merits and demerits of this particular case. What this judge said in his ruling, that investigations were done in a shoddy manner. You know, every time we have Kenyans crucifying people within the judiciary, saying that they are throwing away charges or they have been bribed or sijui nini nini, and we have never known. Sometimes you see cases that are very obvious. Like I remember there was one recent one where, that Jeff case when all Kenyans were dissecting things by the hour, like at this hour he was seen here and this and this and this is what. Like they came up with all sorts of possibilities for the case, and yet the case was still thrown out anyway. It's because as long as you're not the investigating officer and the judiciary or the judges, they only work with what is presented before them.
Yes.
They are not investigating officers.
Could it be possible it was weaponized incompetence?
Maybe.
Anajua what they're meant to do, but there's an agenda there, so it's like, oops, forgot to take the blood. Oops, forgot to take his statement.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much all of them. You're not sure who got something. Someone got something somewhere. That much we know.
Yeah, but
I think it's for Kenyans, and we do this a lot. So we come, we back Kwach, but justice for Kwach, and then Kwach comes out or says something as though we were not supporting you. Yeah, we're crazy now.
No, but you see,
acting on a national scale.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes from a point of knowing which side of your bread is buttered.
True. Okay.
Because Kenyans have this thing where they will torture you a good one, and then I saw someone making a very unfortunate comment about the gravity of the lady from Wasingishu who talked about it. The one who talked about their money being stolen, Finland, the Finland saga. Now people have started making jokes out of it, saying how, alikata kazi, sahi wa Kenya wako wapi wampe kazi. And that's the mentality Kenyans have. That I have to think about myself. Let me not think about anyone else first.
To be fair,
but me, I am very concerned about what it represents in the larger scale, in the sense that this is how corruption cases are executed as well. This is how, you know, other murder charges in large scale are prosecuted as well. Theft, you know, bribery. This is what happens because someone is given money somewhere and then eventually the case inaisha tu hivyo.
Corruption in Kenya has been institutionalized. So let's just be a little bit vigilant on what's really happening. Because if there's a crackdown, there's investigations, a shoddy job was done, and then you're taken up there and nothing really happens, there's no evidence, then we are really just in another banter.
Yeah.
I think it's because it was a video. That's why a lot of people are always like, what
We
more?
saw it with our...
Why do you need to investigate?
With our own eyes.
but
And then we
if
are
we
told
put
there's no
ourselves-
firearm.
If we put ourselves in DJ Evolve's shoes as well, as much as Kenyans were like, you know what, we've got your back, we've got your back, it would come to a point where the bills are with you.
Yep.
The lack of movement in your body is with you.
Yep.
All the changes in your life, the lack of work is with you. And if there's someone offering to pay the bills, that's why sometimes, let me just leave it at that. I can put myself in his shoes and understand why there was no statement from him or he didn't see anything.
It's crazy. You know, the judge even said that even the gun that was presented and the gun that was in the scene were two different guns. Like that is how shoddy the job of the investigation was. Yeah. And maybe I'm not saying I'm not judge prosecution.
You're saying, just say.
It's okay.
No, I'm not saying at all.
Allegedly.
I am not saying at all.
Sprinkle allegedly.
Babu Owino is my MP in Embakasi East. And
MP wangu huyo.
yes, and that is why I do not want to be saying things
Sisi
that
watu wa Nyayo
I am not so sure of.
Sisi watu wa Nyayo East.
But what I'm saying is, at least in future, we hope to see cases, you know, being investigated better. And even let someone win the case, because, you know, this works against Babu Owino as well. Because, you know, when it comes out that, you know, the investigation was shoddy, then it means that at wherever this acquittal you're being given, people will never believe it in the eye of the public. If they're not telling us the real reason why they are acquitting you, then we still believe that, Mikono, things change, exchange hands.
Technicality,
But in Kenya, let me tell you, we
Allegedly.
have amnesia.
Allegedly.
Sisi.
Allegedly.
Sprinkle.
Absolutely, allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Let me hear it together.
Allegedly.
Wink, wink.
Okay, let's, unfortunately, that's all the time we had, and I really wanted to talk about those passport cartels because I have been a victim of these passport cartels. But bro, cheki sasa, Brian.
Wanapimanga,
Asubuhi
they pima you when you were
tuseme
10,
baridi.
when you were 20.
Upatiwe
My
64 pages.
Anyway, so we
Ona sasa hata hujapewa bado.
Bado.
Lakini kwa Dubai uko nayo.
Bado. Anyway, yeah, but it took too long. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Kwach. Thank you,
And
Brian.
my forehead.
Thank you, Mariam. You're a great sport. You're a great sport. You look good. Oh, damn, that's how she was hitting on you. It was, you know, that's how you hit on someone.
Betty,
Tell them you diss
Betty,
them
slide,
first. Yeah.
slide.
All right, so we'll catch you at 10 p.m. for The Trend. My name is Amina Abdirabad. Time now for the news. Good evening.